It's Friday, September 16th, 2022, and this is Den Excelsior, the Mostly Marvel podcast. I'm Dennis, and I'll be your host as we review the latest Marvel happenings across all media, as well as other superpowered stories that caught our attention. And when I say we, I'm referring to my carefully curated collection of cohorts joining me this evening. First up, it's the man behind the buttons, enjoying his prize for winning D23 bingo. It's Ricky.
Such a good, little pizza I got here. Thank you.
I'm going to be honest. I was too lazy to really check the score. But I saw I was like, Werewolf by Night. And I was like, yeah, he got it. He got it. That was your Make-A-Wish right there.
I'll take it.
Did you like the alliteration I used earlier?
It was 4 C's.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I'll try for more. I just figured it's a little comic-y to do that, so why not? But let's get somebody else out here so that I don't just sit here talking about how awesome I am. Next up, he's drunk off the amount of nerd content catering to his tastes. It's Travis.
What it do, gentlemen?
Yo.
we were just before the show. We were just elaborating on the nerd tastes and all the random things that we can consume right now in this time period.
It's I've been thinking about this too, right? Like, should I be jealous of like the kids, right? Because
you should.
Like, well, but at the same time, I mean, just think about this for a second, right? Like, we're older. We can appreciate this a lot more than them.
You see what I'm saying? Money,
for them, for real, right? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, true. I don't have to save up for my favorite game. I don't have to save up for like a new iPhone. I'm a grown ass man. I'm just gonna get that ish.
And that's fair. That's fair. But to counter that, I was talking to you earlier about the 6-inch collection of action figures I have, which is like giant, right? And
for real,
right, that's a nostalgic piece for us, right? That's something that we grew up with as a kids. But when I relate to kids nowadays who aren't interested in action figures, I feel like when my grandparent would be amazed that I can't enjoy a stick and a ball. You know what I mean? Like, they'd be like, why don't you like the stick and the ball? Like, that's like, what is a Ninja Turtle? What's a Ninja Turtle? Like, what? I don't understand. I feel that way now. Like, and that's weird. But I do agree with you. I love being an adult able to experience the things that I liked as a child.
How about this though? And just keeping it mad real. Like, you get older and you realize how cyclical life is, right?
Yeah.
So if something ain't the bomb right now, hang out.
Come back around.
Yeah.
I started life in a wheelchair, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to end it in one too.
I mean, if you live long enough, you never know.
I don't know. If you live long enough, we might get anti-gravity,
That's, from the world exploding?
Yeah.
I don't know. Magnets. I don't know.
Magnets.
I feel like I'm coming around my first cycle of shit I grew up with coming back around.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny to see like the Gen the Gen Zers like start to complain about the stuff that Gen X is already sort of just we've just recently gone through. Like when people say like, and you know what you see it the most? So you see it with Batmans and Spider-Mans, right? People are like, hey, who's this? And it's like, shut up.
It's with all of that shit. Mm-hmm. Yes, everything nostalgic, but it is still fun. Like I have always adopted the philosophy of like embrace whatever the new version of something is, because if you don't, you'll die a lonely person. You know what I
Wow,
mean?
that was epic. I didn't expect it to get so dark.
Yeah,
but okay.
dropping bombs this early.
Whoa.
I mean, that wasn't meant to be a depressing thing, unless I guess.
Well, dying a lonely person. What is that? Like,
your
is that
sneak peek of the
everything?
soapbox, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, with everything.
Were you just saying you die lonely? That's what you just said.
That's true. I did say that. I guess we are going that way in this show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be taking a very dark turn. Let me get some formalities out of the way that are more lighthearted than that before we continue talking about whatever it is we're going to talk about. We have a fun show in store. As advertised, we'll be putting a spotlight on HBO Max's season 3 finale of Harley Quinn and also the newly dropped episode of She-Hulk. But before that, we have a metric butt ton of nerd news to discuss. Ricky actually asked me to bump trivia this week, so I'm pretty excited.
2
about
weeks no trivia.
News. 2 weeks, yeah. Well, I mean, that was your choice this week, Ricky.
We have to do it. We have to do it.
I apologize, Travis. I won't be able to test your brain.
I'll be back.
That's
I'm
fair.
sure of it.
And then for those of you joining us live, don't be shy. We'll be checking the comments regularly, and particularly during the parts where Travis says ridiculous things, and then somebody comments on that.
That's like all the time.
Yeah, that's all the time. Okay. And if you can't get enough of us, you should visit patreon.com/denixmedia, where you'll find a variety of creative offerings, including recent episodes of our live after show, The Soapbox. Patrons get exclusive access to chat with us, but if that's not your thing, don't worry. We'll be releasing it to the public next week. And it'll probably be a pretty good one this week. I'm just guessing.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay. Let's get into it. Let's get into news.
Whoa.
Please.
All right.
We got so much stuff to go through.
Ricky's ready to go.
Let's
do this.
For those of you who are not in the Marvel circle, a little thing called D23 happened last week.
So we're just man.
Just gonna get into it. I mean, I have something else from today. You want to do
no Vaseline on this one?
No, just straight to it.
We're going straight to the news.
Tell me what D23 is, Dennis.
D23?
Yeah,
that's that giant nerd event where everything you ever loved in your life is all collected under one roof, and people can pay large amounts of money to go celebrate that. And one of those things happens to be Marvel, and they did, I think, numerous panels on Marvel.
Yeah, they had a Marvel Games panel, which I realized I didn't add to this news, but we can start there. They announced a Captain America Black Panther game.
Nice.
Amy Hennig, right? Her from Uncharted fame.
Oh, is that who's doing it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
So,
yeah, I'm pretty sure I know the storyline that's going to be based on.
No, it doesn't have a title. But
did you read that one by Reginald Hudlin, Travis? Where
I did not yet.
Something father.
Is this T'Challa's grandfather?
Yes. Yeah. I think it's T'Chaka's dad or whatever.
Yeah,
but the America
T'Challa's grandfather.
Yeah. Seemed to. Yeah.
Smart opinion.
I'm just saying. I know.
I thought that was like a nerd flex, like like a nerd flex on me. Okay.
No, but that comic is it's I think it's from like early 2000s, and it's really cool because like the American government once sent Captain America to infiltrate Wakanda to try to learn more about this vibranium stuff, and it didn't go well for Captain America, and that's I think that's a cool story because it shows you do not go to Wakanda and fuck with a Black Panther.
Wow.
That's just not.
That's okay. I should pick that comic up then.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
No set date, no set title, but that's coming. A lot of the other stuff they showed was some of the mobile stuff. They showed some bits and pieces of Midnight Suns.
That one was interesting because only like 3 or 4 weeks ago, there was a press release that they said that the game is delayed indefinitely.
Yeah, I mean, you got a
And
date
then-
in November.
And then Disney said, "No, you're delivering this game
It's
this
like you're in
year.
Q4.
Yeah, you're delivering it this year before Christmas. Thanks." And then 2 weeks later, they're like, "Oh yeah, so hey, here's our release date, and enjoy all these things." No, it's really cool looking though.
I'm betting that was all about approvals.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, 100%.
But that company Firaxis makes really good software.
Dude,
And
XCOM
this is a
games
Marvel
are so
XCOM.
amazing.
Yeah, this is
I'm
Marvel
s-
XCOM, and so
Yeah.
like, who's not gonna
It
want to
has
do
cards, so
I don't care.
that? Oh, yeah, I don't
No.
care either.
Okay.
You mean more images of your favorite characters?
Doing cool things.
That's
Ricky.
your sales pitch.
Why
Yeah.
do you hate life? You know
I'm
what,
not-
Ricky?
Exactly.
You're gonna die a lonely.
Yeah,
person.
that's what I was just thinking. You gotta,
Okay.
you gotta
Yeah,
accept
get
the
ready.
new version
But
of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
as long as I die, or I get to ride this before I die, I think I'll be happy.
Whoa,
we'll move into
ladies
their-
and gentlemen, what he's showing on screen, we would never have guessed.
This is
what's
a
going on
King
here?
Thanos that is going to be the main villain in the new Avengers ride that got announced for Avengers Campus in Disneyland.
Oh shit! Serious?
So this is kind of weird because they had announced another Avenger ride when that park opened, and this seems to be taking the place of what that ride was going to be. But you're fighting King Thanos, and it's a multiverse
Dude.
story.
Do you guys know King Thanos?
No, but that previous picture, he looked like D.L. Hughley.
kind of. Thanos
I'm
kind
like,
of
what
does
the
look.
hell is going on here? All right, whatever. All right, so
I can see that. I can see that.
okay, so what was the question before?
Uh,
Are you guys
Right.
familiar with King Thanos?
I remember buying the toy for you.
No.
I do have the toy. It's he is from the Cosmic Ghost Rider storyline, or it overlaps. It's the introduction of King Thanos, I think, is during the same time as Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Is he a dick?
Oh my god, he's the nth level dick. He has
Oh, so he's like worse than normal Thanos?
he has conquered everything in the universe. And and the only thing that has left, he has like two things left. He has like his own Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Mhm.
He enslaved the not only the Herald of Galactus, but the messenger of Mephisto and Frank Castle.
Wait, I like. Wait a minute. I like how you just, oh yeah, he killed this super powerful dude and the Punisher.
No, the Punisher, they're all the same person, is what I'm saying. That's what the Cosmic Ghost Rider is. He's all three of those things.
Okay. So
he enslaved him. So that's like his servant. That's his servant.
Well, he probably won't show up in the ride till he gets a movie.
And then in the basement, he keeps the Hulk locked up for fun.
So this guy's just big dog and everything.
And that's it. Nothing else exists in the universe, like unless it's way on the outskirts. Like,
he's gonna die. What?
He can't die, I think, is the point of the story.
I bet you beat him in the ride.
So he's just a lonely person then.
Yes, he died or he didn't die a lonely person, but he's gonna live a lonely person.
Yeah, okay.
It's a really cool, like, it's kind of like, it reminds me of Maestro Hulk, you know what I mean? Like, where it's just like that super apocalyptic version where one of the strongest characters in the universe just outlived everybody and killed everything else. So if that's what they want to do with Josh Brolin,
for a 2-minute ride.
For a 2-minute ride, yeah. Make him the cartoon ride version of that.
It almost feels like they have ride contracts with all these people that expire soon. Like, we got to get him in. Get him in the booth now.
I'm just saying that is an incredibly dark version of Thanos to choose.
Yeah.
Like,
D.L. Hughley. It's like, he controls the universe and he's like a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, it's true.
Next
and Frank
nugget.
Castle is his pet or his servant.
Mm-hmm.
Next nugget. The Incredible Hulk's going to be coming to Disneyland as a meet and greetable character. I think he actually will be there when you're there, Dennis. But he's wearing the quantum suit for obvious reasons, because that's a tough ass costume to pull off.
Oh my God, they're doing the Hulk in the quantum suit. That's the
workaround
weird.
to get a Hulk in the park.
Okay.
So like the face, I don't know if you can see the visor is actually like there's a screen in there to give.
Is this a Universal thing? Is this like because of Universal?
I think it's because it's hard to pull off a convincing dude in a costume.
I mean,
wait a second, gentlemen. Like, just take a step back for a second.
Yeah, I'm confused here.
No, but no, I'm not confused as much as I am positive that if I were a child, that would have been the best goddamn thing I have seen ever, is to see the Hulk in that outfit roll up on me at the park. Like, if I didn't crap my pants, I'd be like, holy cow.
It's like the alternate toys that you would get back in the early 2000s of
it's
like Spider-Man with his underwater gear.
If I was really young, I would crap my pants. Yes. Like if I was like 3.
His hands move, he walks around. But scale Hulk in the park.
And still be like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm 51 and I'm like, still, that's kind of cool.
That's a weird looking Hulk though, guys.
He's in a space suit.
Yeah, in Anaheim. In Anaheim. He's in a spacesuit in Anaheim.
Time travel suit, man.
I get it.
I mean, it is cool that we can get that Hulk in the park and people are still know who that is.
And he's walking around interacting with people.
Yeah. I'm just now I want the technology to have a good looking Hulk in the park. Okay. I want to live that
long.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get there.
Yeah. And a fully animatronic Hulk that's just walking around saying Hulk smash. That'd be great.
No, I don't want a crazy Hulk in the park. Okay. Werewolf by Night, a special presentation by Marvel. This is the first of the big movie MCU stuff that got announced. The biggest non-surprise in Hollywood, I feel like it. But what'd you think? What'd you think of the special presentation?
I mean, I think WandaVision trained me to just be okay with whatever style Marvel chooses to employ. So I'll reserve judgment for this until I've seen it, but so far I'm optimistic. That's my take.
October 3rd.
I know, right? What about you, Travis?
Look,
that geeked me out right there. That's a man thing. That's a man thing right there.
Looks like a lady thing.
When I first started working professionally in games, I made a pen and paper RPG about werewolves. And I hate these werewolves. I hate this design. I hate this whole 1940s kind of, let's make a werewolf with $2.50.
Blue hair on the face.
Saying? I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it like cancer. It's like, make a really cool werewolf. You have dragons on every damn week on HBO.
Well, what's your bar? What's your top 3 werewolves?
Well, you got to give props to American Werewolf in London, just because they did it with practical.
They did the monster. They did a freaking monster.
Yeah. But I would say after that is probably The Howling. And then it's a steep drop off from there. I mean, seriously,
you get the 2.
I'd say, because you even.
Wait, have you ever seen Ginger Snaps?
No.
Ginger Snaps
Underworld. Underworld, it was like these butt ass naked werewolves. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how you a wolf and everybody's hairless? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And so I see this.
The female Ginger Snaps werewolves have 8 nipples.
That's out of control. So I see this, and I'm like, okay, what is this? Is it comedy? Is it and I'm like,
well, that was how I felt about the first trailer for WandaVision too, and
this is going to be the first Marvel release that I am violently opposed to. Like, I just
an hour
don't.
long.
I really don't want to see it.
But it's got the man thing right there. Look at him.
Yeah, you got to watch it to see the man thing.
Not if I have to see.
There might be a blade in
werewolves.
it too.
All right. We found your exit point. We found your where you've decided to bow out of the race and you no longer feel the need to consume all of it, and that's cool. There's no judgment there. Some people, I think it's a good thing for everybody to have their limit.
If you could go back that one shot with Homeboy, like, no, one more, like, seriously, right? Seriously, okay, this is like any given dude, like, you know what I'm saying? If you lock him up for like a year, he's gonna look like that, right? What are you trying to say? I mean, I'm like, that's not a werewolf. That's just, somebody with some dental issues. I don't like it.
I get it. This is a very interesting fact that we've learned about Travis tonight. He has a specific werewolf aesthetic that he wants, and if it's not that,
I respect it.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. I could say I would feel that way about dragons. I'm sure there's certain dragons that I would just be like, no.
Right.
That. Yeah.
Except occasionally they actually get it right with dragons.
Yeah, I get it. What's next, Ricky?
Loki season 2. Who's this? Who's this they are adding?
That's Short Round, baby.
That's Short Round. Yeah, that's the dude from Everything. You still haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, Ricky.
No, I think it's free now too.
You haven't seen
because you hyped it up to be the best movie of this year, and
you hyped Maverick to be the best movie. Top Gun
Maverick was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, you're right. Top Gun Maverick was a pretty good movie. And Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I don't want to ruin that being the best movie for me this year. I don't think I'm ready for that.
Why would it ruin that?
I enjoyed Top Gun a lot.
How do you feel? What do you weigh in on this now that we've diverged here?
Who are they attacking?
What's that?
Yeah.
Who are they attacking?
No, yeah, exactly. He's just in Loki season 2. There you go.
No, I'm talking about in Top Gun. Who are they attacking?
A foreign enemy.
Who?
They're not gonna say. It's part of the mystery.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. I don't think you can handle the level of emotional complexity going on in that movie.
I agree. It was out of control good.
Yeah. If that movie's not nominated for like so many Oscars, it's just, what is the Academy even doing? Like that movie.
Yep.
Too good. Anyways, that is the man who is from that, and also from Goonies, and also from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
We'll be joining Loki season 2. There you go.
It's why can I not remember his name? Why didn't you look up his name, Ricky?
I had it and I switched sides.
You just said, who's that? If Clark was joining us right now, he would know.
We got a little updates on Captain America: New World Order. Basically, the cast of Falcon and Winter Soldier is returning for the most part. And Samuel Stearns is making a jump back to the MCU.
The leader?
They're bringing the leader back in.
Oh my God, we're doing this.
We're doing the leader.
We're doing this. He's actually confirmed.
He was at the panel on the
Why
stage.
was he not on our bingo last week, Ricky? We've been talking about him for weeks.
I think the timing is like, I think he's popping up in a She-Hulk.
He might be.
It makes sense. It's been 10 years.
I've wanted them to fully acknowledge every component of the Ed Norton Hulk movie other than Ed Norton, and we've gotten so close, but this
kind of hurt, right?
Missing. Yeah.
It
does, but honestly, Ed Norton sucks compared to Mark Ruffalo. Like
I'm just saying Ed Norton as an actor, like it's gotta.
Yeah, because Ed Norton's such a great actor. It's got to suck that. Yeah.
Like the MCU doesn't want you. Wow.
Yeah. It's really weird, but I'm so
I'm excited
grateful.
for this. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I would say of
Saber
all
is also going to be in this movie.
Saber.
Yes, the mutant Saber is going to be played by. I had it.
Who was
Or
Saber?
Sabra, the Israeli
Sabra.
the Israeli superhero.
Okay, that's more familiar. I've played. I think I've used that character in Versus. I cannot remember what Sabra looks like.
She is a mutant, if I'm not mistaken, right? I can pull a picture up.
I'm pretty sure she's from the Brotherhood. Yeah.
There was some controversy this week with their casting because Sabra, I believe in the comics, has some.
She first appeared in Incredible Hulk 256. Or no, 250.
In some way or another, she has some affiliation, but the Israel-Palestine conflict is somehow tied to her character.
Yeah.
In a way that's problematic.
Yeah, she's one of her team affiliations is Mossad.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Complex.
Yeah.
But she will be in that movie. Marvel had to issue a statement about her casting. While our characters and stories are inspired by the comics, they're always freshly imagined for the screen and today's audiences. And filmmakers are taking a new approach with the character who was first introduced in the comics over 40 years ago.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
Sabra, not Saber.
Yeah, I don't know who the hell Saber is, man.
No. I like Sabaros,
nice.
In a pinch.
Or the tooth.
Yes. What else you got?
Thunderbolts.
There it is.
We just got announced at Comic-Con. We got a roster at D23. You got Ghost, Red Guardian, Yelena Belova, I guess Bucky, he's not the Winter Soldier anymore, U.S. Agent, and Taskmaster. Are you guys excited for Black Widow 2?
Wow. I mean, I think it's more than Black Widow 2.
I wasn't a dick. I like Black Widow.
All right.
I will say this. Well, no, I'm saying it's more than Black Widow 2. There's like other people in the movie that are also great.
Yeah.
Travis, tell us your thoughts first.
Well, first of all, like in my opinion, the fact that Zemo is not like center pisses me off.
Oh, he's probably
that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering.
Number one.
I'm wondering.
Okay,
if
wait,
this
hang on. Yep, okay. Because now I equate like the Thunderbolts for me was like Game of Thrones Red Wedding, right? Because when you're reading it in a comic book, you're looking at these new heroes and you're like reading it. You're like, oh man, these new heroes are awesome. And they're doing this thing. And then all of a sudden, they straight up pull the wool and you see that these are villains, right? Like masquerading as heroes, right? Holy shit, right? Like it blew my mind, right? So they need to figure out like how they can totally blow my mind. And if they don't, I am going to be supremely disappointed.
Excuse me.
They've got to do something, Dennis. Come on, dude. Like it's the Thunderbolts. Like something's got to happen. That's epic on that scale.
At least two of them are dying.
I feel you. And here's my thing. I can't help but think that this is a misdirect. I saw one of the coolest theories I saw was recently on TikTok was, and it's not really a prediction, but just like it would be great if this is actually not the Thunderbolts team. This is the team that's sent to go and stop the Thunderbolts after Zemo does the thing that you want to do. You know what I mean? Because if Zemo's not in this movie, I'm already done. Like I'm done. Like if Zemo's not in this movie, but I think that's what they're doing is they're playing with us like they always do with their misdirects and their trailers and stuff. They want us to believe that this has nothing to do with Zemo. And I promise you, if it's using the name
he wasn't available to go down to Anaheim.
No, he's available. He's available.
So that's why they didn't put him on the poster.
Yeah.
I you know what? Yeah. something about that makes me want to agree with you, Dennis. Like, like I said, the thing about the Thunderbolts is like that rug pull was like the Luke,
Yeah,
I am your father sort of
but
comic moment, right? And Feige knows this. He knows this,
but
right?
the thing about the Thunderbolts is what you're saying. Everything you're saying is what elevated Baron Zemo to be a
Yes,
top tier villain
yes,
in Marvel.
yes,
So what I'm telling you is there's no way you have Daniel Bruhl just do that part that he did in Falcon in Winter Soldier and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier and not pay it off. You
right,
know what I mean? Like, and
right.
Yeah.
I think we just have to be patient here. I think
Yeah,
that's
this
what's
is
going
a
on.
2024 movie, so definitely got some time.
Yeah. There's time. You like give him maybe another appearance in another show first. Build up to it. But if yeah, I fully agree with you. If there's no Zemo, this is blasphemy. But I don't
He's
think it's
probably
actually.
dancing somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna
He
happen.
said, Zemo, me no.
Yeah.
Mm.
Keep going, Ricky. Do you got any more?
Little updates on the Marvels. That movie's coming out. They showed some footage at D23. Daredevil, Born Again. The only
Wait,
real
what
news,
was the footage they showed?
just I believe it was specifically a scene where they show the switching that we saw at the end of Miss Marvel
Okay.
happen while they're all together. That's all I got.
Gotcha.
Daredevil, Born Again. Brought him out, said hello. The only little nugget, I guess, came out of this was it's not a continuation of the Netflix show. It'll kind of be its own thing going forward. So I would just take that to mean that they're going to pull what they want, leave what they don't.
But in fairness, though, the comic Born Again
Mhm.
didn't have anything to do with the older stuff necessarily either. But it's still,
I mean, it's kind of fitting, right, with a
it's
title
still the
called
same.
Born Again.
I
It's
like
still the same story of the continuation story of Matt and Wilson Fisk.
Mhm.
So I don't think there's any reason it has to continue specifically things from the Netflix show. It can just exist.
I agree.
here's what I'm excited about. I think they said it's 18 episodes.
Yes.
Dude, it's like 20 something, isn't it? Oh no, it is 18. You're right. It's 18.
Let me. Oh my God! Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
It's
Go do your thing, right? I mean, holy smokes, that's like the best news is I get 18 episodes of these cats going at it. You know what I'm saying? And as much as I love Daredevil, Kingpin. Oh
dude.
my God! When he bounced him off of that, when he bounced him off
Like,
of the desk in the Netflix movie. Oh, sorry. This to me, this is what I really love about them being sort of absorbed into the MCU. Um, I'm obsessed with stats, right? Like, and I just think that when I looked at the Netflix shows, I just thought they just took everybody's power and super nerfed them, right? Like I was saying, like like Power Man could pick up a car and toss it.
yeah, I
You
know.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
But I
so,
don't think they nerfed Daredevil though.
well, no, not as much.
Yeah.
And so but they nerfed Kingpin.
Yeah. But I
And
mean,
so now,
I think a
there's
Nerf
no
Kingpin makes more
there's no one
sense.
that could actually play Kingpin fully. You know what I mean? Like
of course,
that body does not exist in nature. Like,
no, it does not. But I'm just glad that now that they're like, playing on the same servers.
that's
that
nice. I like
that
that. I like
everything,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm excited because like
Welcome to the metaverse.
yeah, I've been saying for a while on She-Hulk is easily the most comic accurate thing I've seen from the MCU so far. And when I say that, I always say since Daredevil. Daredevil was the chef's kiss for me. Like that was my favorite Marvel TV show period. And
It
then
was great.
and it just it cut me so hard when Disney and Netflix started breaking their contracts and saying, no, we're done with this. I'm like, no, why? And then the day that Netflix officially took those things off of its platform, that just hurt. Like,
Darkest
because
Day.
those were reasons to keep Netflix, man, was that show. Like, so I'm very excited that we get more of it. It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. You also get more Kingpin in the Echo show coming
I know,
relatively soon.
I'm really happy about that too, because he's 100% involved in her life, so he should be in it.
And that was all the big D23 stuff. Am I missing anything?
I can't think of anything else you're missing.
Nothing on Fantastic Four. That was kind of the big one. They officially confirmed the director.
They officially confirmed the director. That was the only thing. Do you know that, Travis? They confirmed the director to be the guy who did Matt Shackman, who did WandaVision.
Yeah,
will be the new director of Fantastic Four.
Okay, well that makes sense.
No casting.
That's actually pretty cool.
That's what everyone thought.
So I'm just curious. Like we might have talked about this last time or a long time ago when you were here, but do you have any new predictions for where you see the direction of Fantastic Four going now?
I don't, other than to say that they often call it Fantastic Four the first family of Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And Marvel is going out of its way to be inclusive. So if they casted this safely, I would be shocked.
You mean safely as in like a full white family?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
John David Washington, Mr. Fantastic. That's my pick.
I don't really care if they go safe. Like, I don't need them to go safe with it, but I had gotten excited about the idea of them choosing to not be safe with it, and I was pretty excited about that. So trying to reorient my brain and be like,
yeah,
am I cool with them being entirely white?
There's two things that excuse me that I need from this movie. Okay. I need for that family to be cohesive, to be loving, to be what you really picture as a family. I need I need that big time. And the second thing that I need from this movie, and it might be actually even bigger than number one, is for there to be a Dr. Doom.
I think we're gonna Doom before, but yes.
Really?
Do you want Doom to be like the main villain out the gate?
Maybe. I mean, that's a good question, Ricky. I mean, to be honest with you, like, do I want him to be because, well, the bunnies that he's going to appear in Wakanda Forever or something like that. Is that what you're thinking? It would be great if he does.
But even without that, though, it's like this is going to be the fourth Fantastic or fifth Fantastic Four movie. This will be the fifth.
Something like that.
It's officially the fifth one, but it's the fourth one that ever hit theaters.
Oh, okay.
But
the Roger Corman one doesn't count.
Each movie has had Doom present. So if I were to make a Fantastic Four and try to put a good fresh spin, I don't know if I lead out the gate with the Doom for the first villain.
Well, who?
Namor.
So he would just continue from Wakanda? Really?
I'm just devil's advocate.
Well, there's some time.
Right
actually, I'm not necessarily mad at that because it'll be like some time has passed actually
Mhm.
in between those two movies, because I'm just thinking like Fantastic Four is like right around the corner or something like that. So I wouldn't be necessarily mad at Namor.
That'd
Yeah,
be cool
because
if we got
you
to
want the
continue a
slow
character.
build with Doom and Reed, right? And that's
But
what
see, the
makes.
thing is like to have Reed exist without even generically keeping tabs on a Doom is also weird. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like,
Right.
yeah, Doom is so intrinsic to the lives of them. Like Doom and Namor get in their business too much. Like too much. So they can't really have many stories that don't have them, but there are some. And if they do it fun, I'm all for it. But
Can
you
I
should at least nod to Doom in the first movie.
can I say what I'm looking forward to the most about Wakanda Forever is seeing that actor pull off the supreme dickery that is, Namor.
He's
Like
gonna do it
Namor
in
is like
Spanish too.
infamous for just being a dick,
I feel
right?
like he's going to
And
be
he
less of that though.
because he doesn't have I look at him as an actor, like, and every time you see him, and maybe it's because he's like, holy cow, I'm in the MCU or whatever, but he's like smiling, and I just don't buy him being a
Yeah.
dick right now, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
so
fair.
I am really looking forward to this movie because the whole time I'm like, you just don't come off as dickish.
Yeah, it's fair. But again, I kind of just reserve judgment until I see them because there's just so many things we're just not privy to all the time. So, but
Look,
I get you.
and
I get you.
I there are few directors, and I mean this sincerely. There are few directors that I trust completely, and Coogler is one of them. And so, if he says that guy can pull off dickery,
That's what I'm saying.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. All right, Ricky. I know you were. I just wanted to, I just wanted to let Travis, get a chance to talk about that before we moved on to the part where I was going to geek out on really hard. So we've known about this one for a while in the Marvel Legends community, actually since Comic-Con. They teased that there would be doing the next HasLab crowdfund event would be focused around Ghost Rider, and so it was finally announced today. And it is a giant project that's going to, give people 45 days to fund this thing. If it meets its goals, you are going to get Robbie Reyes, the Engine of Vengeance, which is a giant freaking muscle car hell fired out with like flames, light up flames. You take us through it really quick, Ricky. I have all
Yeah.
the call outs for all these things. It's going to be what 6.9 inches tall is the Ghost Rider that comes with it.
Mhm.
Keep
Specs
going.
on the car.
The car is 18.5 inches long, 5.5 inches tall, 7.5
that's
inches wide.
dope.
It's huge, right?
The
It's
wheels
so
light
dope.
up.
It's got light up wheels and engine. It's got
Come
a head.
on.
Only the driver's seat headrest has a LED to actually light up the translucent fire effects on Ghost Rider's head. He actually has a separate fire just for when he's in the car, so that his head fits in the car. So you can
Wow.
replace his fire with a tall one when he's outside of the car. Brimstone risers. These are like translucent plastic things you can put under the wheels to kind of have a lift in either the front or the back.
Of course.
And then regular functional wheels. You can convert the whole thing to a regular looking super like muscle car. And the wheels turn on the same axis and everything. It's great. And so all of this comes together. The campaign ends on Halloween. And I think what was it? It's $350.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
$350.
And with that said, there's going to be tier unlocks that they have not yet announced. But there's one more thing they did announce. There's an early bird special. If the thing is funded to the 9,000 backers by next Friday,
Mhm.
at the end of the day, you will also get the plain clothes like normal human version of Robbie Reyes. He comes with different pants, he comes with different shoes, and he comes with that really cool head. What do you think of that, Travis?
I think why don't they just give you a whole new Robbie Reyes? But aside from all that, that's pretty friggin' badass.
Well, it is a different Robbie Reyes, by the way. It's a separate.
Well, I'm
figure.
saying,
Oh, okay.
I'm like a whole new, like instead of replacing all of those parts, just a whole new one.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, I gotcha.
Practically,
but he likes the He likes the jacket, and it comes with a hoodie on top of the jacket. If you notice, that's pretty cool. It's just how he looks in the comics, you know. But yeah,
just
I
give me a
think
whole new one.
I think this thing is amazing.
It's amazing.
I don't know where you put something like this. I mean, you got to have a really big coffee table. But I'm not complaining. Don't take that.
This goes on a desk, a work desk.
Yeah,
it's where he'll sit. I already have Robbie Reyes on my desk. Actually, I have a Lego one.
Nice. Mm-hmm. I'm super excited about this, and for fun, I will be doing the tracking of like how it's performing. Last I checked was around 8 o'clock, and this thing is already over 3,000 backers. So that's 1/3 done in about the first 12 hours. I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And Ricky, are you going to be in one of these?
I think I am. I think I have to, right? Robbie Reyes has got to represent. You don't have.
It's true. It's
not
true.
Too many.
I got to ask Travis. I'm not sure how much Robbie Reyes comics you read, but
none.
Did you ever catch him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I did not.
Oh my God! They did an entire season. They did an entire season of him.
You know why?
That show. Here's what I will say to that. Because I don't disagree with you, but I do disagree with when.
I'm glad you finally got there.
No, it's when it sucks. And when it sucks is the moment Robbie Reyes is no longer on the show.
You got too expensive.
Oh my God. The season with Robbie Reyes is like the best thing ever on that show.
You know, he was going to get his own show, right?
So he's like the Adebisi of
of Oz,
of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? Like as soon as Adebisi died, Oz sucked, right? So it's like
that's honestly fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I know Travis and I both watched Oz.
Oh yeah.
No, but yeah, he shows up for one season, and you're like, "What the hell are you doing, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Now you're going with the Mystic stuff. All right, cool." But he shows up, and he is so powerful on that show. He can do whatever needs to be done at any given time because he's the Ghost Rider. I thought they would nerf him, right? But no, instead, like he's fully Ghost Rider. And then by the end of it, I was like, show, you do know you broke your universe, right? You broke your universe because now this guy exists in the same universe as all these other characters, and you have him on speed dial. Why would you even waste your time calling anybody else? Like,
because
it's stupid.
Because they don't care. Because that show sucked.
Well, in any case, the guy who played Robbie Reyes almost had his own show that was going to be on Hulu. It got canceled. Was it Gabriel Luna? I believe it was.
Yeah, Gabriel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But you know, if you're a fan of just him from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's still pretty cool. I'm backing it. It's amazing. That's all I got. Oh yeah, and then there's probably a Mephisto.
I think that's
you heard it. You heard it here last. What was that, Travis?
No one else rocks that hairdo.
I know, right? Like it's probably a Mephisto. Yeah. That was their little tease of unlocks that will be revealed later.
Mephistophelian.
But they were definitely saying that they want to include demonic figures that they would not normally be allowed to release in retail, on toy shelves. And so everybody was like,
sense.
Oh yeah, the devil. Yeah. That's probably a good one.
That's a good one to start with.
Yeah.
Satan.
Yeah, here's Satan. So I get it. But all right, I think that's enough of the news, right? I think
that's it.
I think so.
That's all I got.
We should probably talk about the other things. Let's do this. Excellent. All right. That was a lot of news, by the way. You were not lying.
No.
I am going to give the first spoiler warning for the night. We're going to talk about Harley Quinn season 3, episode 10. But if you haven't watched it yet, we're going to spoil a lot of stuff because we want to talk about how the whole season ended. So do yourself a favor, go watch the show on HBO Max, then come back and finish this episode. You'll thank us later. And then for anybody who doesn't care about that warning, the episode was titled The Horse and the Sparrow. And after her terraforming plan goes awry, Ivy is enticed by an offer to take over the Legion of Doom, while Harley questions her path forward. That was actually probably one of the better write-ups that HBO Max has done on their little show. I need to ask before any of you talk about the details of this episode. Do you know what the Horse and the Sparrow is?
Sounds like a bar.
No.
I looked it up because it seemed like something very specific that I was not aware of. The Horse and the Sparrow apparently is a criticism. It's a theory, basically. It's a criticism of the trickle-down theory in economics. And basically, the story is if you feed enough oats to a horse, its crap will contain surplus oats that get passed through the digestive tract, and a sparrow can eat, the oats from the horse shit.
Oh, they said this in the show. They actually said this, Oh,
did they?
Yeah.
I think I missed this part.
Yeah, they actually said this. That's why when you were explaining this, I was like, they actually said that in the show. Oh, okay.
Then I should have rewatched that episode because I totally forgot. But yeah, I was just curious, like, that's the literal explanation of it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious, do you think that it also meant more about the season of the show?
I'm sure it did.
Because basically the idea is, when you do that kind of trickle down formula of the horse gets all the food, it illustrates that basically this is like the most inefficient way of feeding freaking sparrows, right? But also they still have to dig through the shit to get to them. Mm-hmm. So my question is, did you feel that way about parts of this season?
No, right? I enjoyed it all. I don't think
really?
hated parts of it.
I don't mean it to say that I hated it, but I'm saying, like, I think that Harley and Ivy went really long roundabout ways to get to where they are at the end of this episode, right? And we as the viewers went along with that as well.
But how's that any different from any other romance, right? I mean, honestly.
Fair enough. So we're all admitting that we just, have to dig through the shit.
Yeah.
I think that's called life right there. I mean,
yeah. Unless you die alone.
That's what's at the end of this.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You digging through it all.
You dig through shit.
You find it.
All right. Well, so much for my philosophy.
Yeah,
why don't you tell me what your thoughts are on this episode?
This show has gotten to, at least in my opinion, the Rick and Morty, South Park level of meta and insight and just straight up social commentary that is just, it's astounding to me. It really is, right? I mean, they're talking politics on the show, right? They're talking about universal health care.
They're taking positions on politics.
The trickle down theory amongst the backdrop of a straight up homosexual relationship. I mean, like, and it just seems like Warner Brothers could give two shits about what goes on this show, and and I am like, this is everything. Like, I am sure that the creative staff, on this show are just dumbfounded by the amount of latitude that Warner Brothers cuts them because
Well,
they
well,
get away with everything.
Well, they are dumbfounded by it, and that's why they actually, I don't know if you remember, but Warner Brothers is very aware of what's going on in that show because what was it, a year or two ago, the writers during COVID decided to release like a script or discussion of the one thing that like Warner Brothers did officially protest and say no to. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, it was they had a scene they wanted to include last season, or maybe it was this season, about how generous a lover Batman is towards Catwoman. They wanted to include Batman going down on Catwoman in an episode, and Warner Brothers said no to that. They said no. So when you say I don't think they're aware of what's going on, I think it's the opposite. I think they're very aware and they're okay with that, and that kind of makes me love Warner Brothers for that. Like,
but it kind
I
of
don't love them
things
for
to
the
worry
Batman.
about.
But the thing, I don't know. That kind of makes me mad. That like
Right,
they ain't coming
right?
like the Cape Crusader, like get now.
They
like he has the best excuse ever. Hey, Selena, I really would, but
I can't get out
the
of
way
state.
my intellectual property is set up. Wow.
He pulls a She-Hulk.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you. I do think they're really they really push the envelope, especially in the context of the DC universe. I would say Doom Patrol does a fair job at also pushing the envelope, but Harley is just weaving so many stories together more beautifully and really making every character like this adult version of a character that we grew up with,
And somehow I love every single character. I love every single character,
but
for different reasons.
But give me credit. It got better when Dr. Psycho showed up again.
Of course it did. This little tiny ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's crazy, but at the same time,
with his podcast.
Yeah. with King Shark. Man, when King Shark was like, "Yo, man, I got this, Bruce. You might not want to see this." You know what I'm saying? Because Lord knows what you turn into if you saw me eat your parents. You know what I'm saying? Because he ate them. He ate them.
It's true,
right? And so it's just, to me, like, seriously, it just when you're as a kid and you're just like wild and creative. Right. And you just come up with stupid things and stupid scenarios. Right. This to me is like the distilled, like pure concentrated child fuckery. But
totally is.
But completely like adulted in a way that is beautiful to me. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Ricky?
No, it's basically like the Adult Swim of DC. Like they're on their own. I mean, it's funny because they're all owned by Warner Brothers, but it's a safe space for them to get crazy with their characters and have them exist in their own little bubble. Without they're the reasons on HBOMAX, right? It started out on DC, whatever their DC streaming service was.
DC Universe.
Yeah. Like, this was never for the mainstream. This was for the fans, the DC fans especially.
It was for the people who watch Titans.
Yeah.
Careful.
I'm just saying, I did. I watched it.
It's all right.
It's not very good. If you can sit here and tell me that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. sucks, then you can admit that Titans also sucks.
Titans doesn't suck. It's all right.
It sucks.
It's all right.
Their Scarecrow was embarrassing.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that.
Their Batman is embarrassing.
He's just an old white dude.
Oh, yeah. God. But yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. And I do appreciate that.
This episode though felt very much like a season or series end. Like they wrapped a lot of shit up. They teased some stuff, but
There's
I
no
did,
way they're not doing another season.
well, they already announced it.
I didn't feel like it felt like a season end. I felt like it was, because I told you I rewatched the last season,
Yeah.
and the last episode of each season has pretty much been to serve setting up the following season. And so this one, I was like, yes, please give me Harley Quinn as a superhero. I want this so bad. And
all of this, like Poison Ivy, like being in control of the Legion of Doom. I mean,
oh man,
because you get to involve now all those characters,
Yeah.
I
except
just want to
Bane,
see
he got shipped to Tempe.
yes. But I think maybe Solomon Grundy is probably going to be the new Bane.
Oh man, there's a lot of characters they can play with, bring in a whole lot of universes. But why do you feel it felt like the end of the show?
I mean, they teased the Legion of the Doom, and so Harley's part of the Bat family, and Ivy's part of head of the Legion of the Doom.
Right.
But in terms of their relationship, they patched that whole thing up. They put a nice bow on it. They kind of got Batman out of the picture for a hot minute.
They did not. They think they put a bow on it because they're naive and they're still so young in love. So the whole next season is going to be like, okay, you guys said that you can be in a relationship together while still doing your complete own things, but what happens when your own things are in direct conflict with each other, right?
It's the Odd Couple.
That's next season.
It's gonna next season is the Odd Couple.
Like how they're gonna come home every night to each other after they completely opposed each other during work hours or whatever. Yeah.
Lie or not. Actually, both of those scenarios are actually pretty funny.
Yeah, it's. I want that season so bad, but I think I want that season in the same way that I wanted this season. Right? I wanted give us a full season of them dating. What does that actually look like? And now I want that season. If you're gonna give me only 4 seasons of Harley Quinn, I want one of them to be the one where she tries to be a good guy, because that is core to the character too. And so I want to see how ridiculous they get with that. And so I think that, they said it's next season's the last one. That's what they say. Who knows? We'll see who owns Warner Brothers by the time that season comes out. So what else you got, Ricky, on the subject of Harley Quinn?
It was fun. I liked it a lot. I liked their little squabbles that they got into, like when they have the Joker held hostage and they're fighting while they're like while Harley's trying to kill the Joker and Ivy's just not letting her do it. It's like she's being like the bigger person in that situation. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool to see that little dynamic go on there.
She's the bigger person because she's trying to murder the Joker.
No, Ivy. I mean, they both are trying to murder the Joker, but Ivy's not going to let her murder it if she doesn't want to murder it.
Yes.
But Joker just in his pure evil genius. You know what I'm saying? Like playing that thing like only the Joker could, right? And I was just like so in love with, his manipulative abilities, I mean,
Alan Tudyk is becoming one of my favorite Jokers real fast, man. It's an impressive Joker.
Yeah, it is.
I still don't love the haircut, but other than that.
The fade.
Yeah, what's wrong with it? Stop hating on the fade.
I'm hating on the fade a little bit.
Don't.
Just a little bit. But no, I love that Joker because of how Joker he is, I suppose.
For real.
The only
but those like these little progressive comments too, like it's so funny. Like
when he straight up just said like, nah man, I care about universal health care. Right? I was like,
you can be both.
I love you right now. Yeah, like why do I love you right now? And that's what I was saying. Like, like usually like you're like in a show, you're like, oh, I hate that person, or not so much. Like every one of these characters was so nuanced and so like in their lane that I loved everyone.
And I totally had forgotten that Giancarlo Esposito plays Lex Luthor on this show. until she got the call. And I'm like, oh my God, this show is so ridiculous. And then they go in detail to talk about how her plan actually literally made Lex Luthor crap his pants. And the show, man, the show doesn't stop. Complimenting Nightwing on having the best ass. I mean, like, it's true though. He would have the best.
I mean, we saw it.
Yeah.
It was pretty tight.
I've seen it in Titans, like fully naked too.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's probably why you have such a intense, sort of feeling about Titans.
It's intense.
I know.
It's hitting the table right now.
Oh. Hello. Awkward.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just all about making it awkward this evening. Is there anything else that we wanted to talk specifically about before? Like, what do you see? How do you see the show ending next season?
Them still in love. Absolutely. And they have made a complete and total mess out of both the hero and the villain sides of things. Like,
what about Batman in jail?
Just everything goes to shit except them two, basically, is I think how season 4 will end, basically, with a little heart around it all. And
but what about for Batman? What about for Batman?
Everybody gets it.
I think they take Batman off the board, like, for real. Like, I feel like the finale will have Batman brought back to help assist with the final battle, and then he'll retire.
I kind of okay. Maybe
I'm ready. You're kind of done with. I feel like they're done with Batman on it.
I kind of don't think they are. Like, I think they're gonna do a whole exploration about his growth that he's going through right now. Right?
That's gonna be the recurring thing.
Yeah.
It's like because she told him, like, hey, hit me up on Zoom if you want, some cheap therapy or whatever. Right? Yeah. There's no way they're not gonna do that.
No, yeah, he's gonna keep growing because he finally came to terms with his trauma, like in last week's episode, which is nuts, right? The idea of Batman coming to terms with that trauma, but the way he went about doing it was resurrecting his parents as plant zombies. Oh my God, what the hell? So, but like King Shark and Harley have helped him possibly heal to the point where he might not need to be Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I would love to see that ending. I think that would be really cool. What other predictions?
Bad guy is gonna be Brainiac. It's a otherworldly being that will unite all the heroes and villains and leave you in a world of peace.
Sounds like a King Thanos type thing.
Yeah.
That's because everybody's dead. That's why.
That's fair. Fair enough. How long do you think Harley's going to last as a hero?
50% of the episodes.
50% of each episode.
Of the episodes.
Yeah, that's actually not bad. I actually like that. Like per episode, she's like going to be doing the heroic thing, but not well.
So they're just going to run that gag for the whole season?
Probably.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
It's the last one. Fuck it.
What? I think I'm trying to get to, what could they do to make you tear jerk at the end of this show?
They break up.
They do like a La La Land breakup where they're happy.
You can't do a happy tear. You can't do a happy tear jerk. I think this show is closely approaching the point where I might happily cry when it's over.
What's going to make you cry?
I'm trying to figure that out, but I think it's almost there. It is a beautiful show. So
it's going to end like the Seth Rogen movie Food Fight with all the characters. That's how you do it. Yeah, just with everybody.
All right.
We already know they're on the table. They happened this season.
That's fair. Fair enough. I'm gonna check back. I'm gonna loop back on you guys in about 2 years to revisit this conversation.
Okay,
we do a
yeah.
pizza on that one too.
Yeah. We'll do a pizza. I'd love if we got Ricky's predictions. That would be amazing. But I think we should probably get to the final show that we wanted to talk about. So let's do this, Ricky. Okay. Spoiler warning one more time. She-Hulk episode 5. If you haven't watched it, it came out yesterday, so I don't blame you. But yeah,
I did.
Probably. I mean, yeah, we blame you a little bit, but I don't want to shame you.
No, I'm not gonna shit on you, but I blame you a lot.
But yeah, go watch it, come back and enjoy this. You'll thank us, promise. This episode, is anybody else more excited to say the title of this episode? Because I'll let you say it.
I don't think I read it.
Really? Travis, do you want to say the title or should I?
I think you should.
The title of this episode was Mean Green and Straight Poured into These Jeans. Oh my God, I love that.
That's what she, that's her Tinder bio.
I know. It's amazing.
That's pretty good.
It was amazing. It was, that episode was so ridiculous, mostly because I didn't think the ridiculousness of last week was going to come back to bite her more in the ass than it did last week. Oh my God.
She's a thought. She's a thought. And that's a great thing.
Travis calls She-Hulk a thought.
She is. And you know, look, and it's a glorious thought, as far as I'm concerned, right? Like, who cares?
In fairness, I don't think she was ashamed to be one until they were each testifying on her behalf.
Yes.
And then she didn't feel so good about what she'd done.
Right.
But so yeah, I wouldn't mind. I don't think even she would debate that she was pulling some thought moves,
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Yeah, God, good on her. Good on her.
I don't know if I want to throw thought around. That feels slanderous.
Well,
she's just an independent woman.
Okay, no, that's fine. Whatever you want to call it. So thought. So once again, like, this show just goes so beyond what I think they're gonna do, and it's just I'm here for all of it.
Yeah,
I'm here for all of it, and I honestly, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but this might be my favorite Disney Plus show.
You haven't seen Werewolf by Night yet.
Like, look.
Why are you trolling?
Oh man, I should come over there.
I fully agree, Travis. This is my favorite one by a mile, just because, like, it's so much the comic. It's the same.
Yeah, but it's like now, right?
It's now.
Like,
yes, it's now. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the spirit of the comic is
hyper relevant to again the fourth wall stuff doesn't seem dated at all.
Right.
And they did an amazing job with just interjecting like just the common discourse with the MCU in what is it, year 12, 13 right now? Like
year 14 of our Lord Iron Man.
Year 14 of our Lord Iron Man. Like it's meta in the best of ways.
Yeah. And it's just, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious. I mean, I'm like seriously, I'm like, really? Like, and I'm not really embarrassed because I love it so much. It's just, I am still shocked, like, on a week-to-week basis. Like, they keep bringing it, right? They keep bringing it. And like, the whole fashion show or the whole fashion designer aspect of this was just,
Luke.
Luke was amazing. And he's like, look, You know, I need to be inspired, you know, because I'm a goddamn genius. And you know what? Homeboy is a goddamn genius. And when he said, "Oh, I got this other thing for you," we all knew what that suit was. We all knew, and we
We
were
all
just
knew, but we
like,
might not see it for like 3 more weeks.
Nah,
"Yeah,
we're getting it next week.
we'll get it next week."
Maybe. Oh yeah, because she's gonna meet Daredevil next week. My
Yep.
God,
Well, and you know what? So it was funny, right? Because they didn't have the end credit one this time. They were
that hurt
thinking
my heart a little bit
it
that it
it
wasn't
it
there.
it it did, but then they were like, "Shut up, fool! You know that Daredevil outfit was enough for you. Like, go ahead, go to bed. Shut up. You
That's
know,
exactly how I
yeah,
felt.
you had the
I
sweet
did.
potatoes with dinner, with with like brown sugar on
You
it.
don't
Take
get
your
2
ass to bed.
pies.
Yeah, you don't get too exactly. So I felt sort of guilty. I felt cheated and guilty all at the same time because I was like, "Oh shit, no end credit? Like what?" And then I'm like, and
But then
Spoiled.
you
yeah,
thought
even
about the
my
thing that
partner
happened.
Jennifer is like, "There's no end credit," and I'm like, Daredevil." Then I had to
I'm
Spoiled.
rewind it and show her that that was Daredevil, and she's like,
I'm
"Oh, it's
s-
Daredevil."
I'm so excited for Daredevil to be on this show. I saw
Yes,
the little bit of trailer of him in there, and I know, it showed Matt being the super serious, super wise character that he is, but like I can't help but think they are going to put him in some hilarious situations as
of
well.
course.
And I want that so bad. I want to
Hmm.
see two of my favorite characters ever together on this show doing things that make me laugh out loud because that's playing with toys, man. That's
Yes,
like
yes.
I love this so much. I'm so excited for next
Yeah,
week.
no, to that point, this show is knocking it out of the park. It's the most integrated MCU show to date
Yeah,
by far.
yeah. Now, okay, I got to be honest though, and I love Wong, right? But Madison, hey girl, she is everything, and it's not what you think. You know, like seriously, like if she was on every episode of this show, I would love it so much.
I don't know
There-
if you saw, but Disney actually put out like every week they put out character posters like featuring characters from their show.
Oh, really?
They put out a character poster for Madison last week.
That's awesome.
She has her own She-Hulk character poster,
I
and
love it.
because I believe that character will return because people liked her too much.
She was awesome.
She was too good. And I have seen ridiculous fan theories that are saying Madison is Mephisto. And
Of course
You're
she
you're
is.
in that part of
And
the
Wong
internet.
better watch out. You know what? What was that, Ricky?
You're in that part of the internet. That's
I'm always in that part of the internet. Everybody
Oh,
thinks everything's Mephisto. But I just love that character so much that I don't care what they do. Just bring that woman back on the show
all
because
the time.
yes. I think I was more convinced that Madison will return after the 4 guys that She-Hulk went on a date with came back.
Okay, wait. Like so Madison with homeboy from Ant-Man, right? What's his that conversation?
Luis.
Luis and Madison in a scene together. Jesus, I think I would die afterwards. I would die.
That actually would be the most amazing thing ever. That has nothing to do with the Marvel universe at all. No, yeah, I think that is the recipe for greatness.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, but
We
yeah,
need
look,
we need to
this
put that
show.
out there into the world,
Yes.
if not just this show.
Hmm.
Make this happen.
Luis Madison 2024.
Yes,
This
I want that.
this this show. Yeah, and yeah, you know what? I think this is why. It's interesting. We've all said it in this way. And I remember being on your show. I think it was probably the first time uh, when you made this metaphor. You were like, the second to the last episode is always, when you bang the toys together and they fight. And I was like,
Mhm.
yes, you know. Um, this show is allowing you to play with every single one of uh, your 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 set pieces or your
Mhm.
toys. Like they're going, in this elegant way, where you have legal sort of tying it all together. It's really well done, like
Dude,
how they're
it's
able to do this so well.
I mean, we talk about how awesome Madison is, but like honestly, I love Pug, I love Nikki, I love Mallory Book. These are all characters that are now in the MCU that I mean, Ricky, tell me you weren't relating to Pug on his adventure this week.
Oh yeah, the drip monger, right? Or what is it?
The drip broker
Drip broker
and
and
how
the
he needed to go
shoes.
get his new pair of Iron
I've
Man
totally
3s
done dumb shit like that to go buy shoes.
and he needed to
Dude,
get two shoes.
Yeah, one to rock,
yes,
one to stock.
exactly, right. And the thing about it was, and this was such a beautiful moment because my lady was next to me, like when she was like, "You remember when I stood in line with you to get those Jordans?" And I was like, "Oh snap!" It's a beautiful moment right there,
Yeah.
right? And then and when she said, "You're buying two," and I said, "Yeah, the rock and stock," and then he said, "Yeah, the rock and stock," I was like, "I love this show so much, so
It's so
much."
it's so
It's a good breath of fresh air. I mean, up to this point, I don't feel like it's not a world-ending show, right? I mean, even Miss Marvel dipped into, you got to save the world from ending for yada yada yada. It's a great story, but
no,
sometimes you don't
yeah,
you don't
it's
need
just
that heaviness.
no, you can just have Titania be amazing all the
Yeah, she's
time
just a
and
influencer blogger type, and
constantly reminding you that she is the main villain of this show.
Yes.
Even outside of the show on Twitter,
Yes.
Jamila Jamil is the best marketing this show has ever had. Oh my God. I love her so much all the time, but she is killing it as Titania right now on the show. But yeah, no, like they're pulling everything together and then they're making you like all of these characters that like, oh man, I remember months ago when they announced she was going to be Titania and people were like, who's that? And I'm like, it
Dude,
doesn't
you ain't
matter who
ready.
she
Yeah.
was in the comics. You have no idea what
Yeah.
Jamila Jamil is going to do to this character.
Yep.
And I love it. I love that Titania is going to be a household name now. That's
Yep.
so funny. I need her at Disneyland. I want that.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, I can't get enough of this show because I think in the same way, Ricky, you were telling me like a week or two ago that it's it's somehow the most realistic of the
yeah,
Marvel shows. And I would say I thought more about that, and I think the real word is I think it's actually the most relatable of all the MCU stories that we've seen. You know what I mean? Like because primarily one because the stakes aren't insane like you were saying, like right, the world's not
Mhm.
in danger, but these people in the show, their lives are in real peril sometimes or struggles that we can relate to. And I think that's what makes this show so cool because it's the first time in a while that we've seen people in the MCU behaving like real people. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that's I think a really cool thing because like it doesn't have to be about what is this
not to be
post Thanos
stoic
world,
and
like
serious and bleak and
yeah, because even like Thor: Love and Thunder, which came out a few months ago, right? They still had to show us this weird new Asgard that's like this alien like town where weird thing, just weird marvelly things going on, and I'm like, I can't relate to this at all. Like, but I like it's funny, it's cool, but it's fantasy. It's like a complete other world experience, but on Earth. But like like She-Hulk, the funniest thing about it, like my like Lindsay was pointing out when we were watching it today, there's that whole scene with Holloway where he's sitting there eating his nuts and he's like trying to like figure out why there's this trademark thing that's troubling his company, right? And so he's trying to extrapolate that. And She-Hulk is just sitting there in her chair, just being She-Hulk and listening, right? And that at one point, Lindsay was like pointing that out, and she said, I can't stop picturing that actress is sitting on like a high chair, just sitting there, and then they're going back afterwards and doing this entire digital processing to create the illusion that She-Hulk is sitting there in a chair just listening. You know what I mean? Like, that is the most bonkers thing that you can have on the show with special effects, is that you're just having a freaking giant 6'7" woman CG to sit there. And that is the beauty of She-Hulk. I love that.
Well,
so
they
much.
committed to it, right? You could have gone one of two ways with the show. You know, one being where she only transformed in special instances, right?
And we would have immediately hated it for that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Or this one, they just like they ripped the Band-Aid off, like she's She-Hulk for half the show, she's Jennifer for half the show,
Yeah.
and they linger, like I think if you want to get technical, they linger on her as She-Hulk. It's not a lot of quick cuts. The transformations are, but they let you see She-Hulk for who she is in all her CG glory, and you're okay with it because the writing fits the situation so well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, me being in entertainment and having to approve and disapprove like cinematics and things like that, like you can't help but pick apart the CG. There are certain times in this show where it is theatrical level, and then there's sometimes when it is, I don't know, maybe
Titans
maybe
level.
three steps above like Titans or a CW show, basically, right?
Yeah.
And I've decided that I don't care.
Exactly.
And I think that if because if I really just hung too tightly to just, oh my God, these effects are not even, and all this other kind of, it would lessen my enjoyment of the show, and I'm not about it at this point. The show's just way too brilliant.
Exactly. And
Like,
that's why you should play Skyrim again.
No.
Anyways, I don't want to derail. I'm sorry. I just gotta put that in there.
Like, in terms of the episode, like I'll say, it's gonna sound bad. I don't mean it in a bad way. This episode felt the most fillerish from the other ones.
Wow, really?
I feel like it's a pretty B plot. The purpose of this episode is just to get Titania back on the board and to tease a Daredevil.
What?
But I liked it.
Wait, no, but you don't understand that was not the purpose of this episode.
What's the purpose of this episode?
This was the moment of realization for Jen, where she realized that she had gone from 5 weeks ago saying, I don't want to be this She-Hulk person, to now 5 weeks later sitting there in a courtroom confronting the very real fact that she has become a different person entirely, and she had to listen to those super embarrassing testimonies from these 4 assholes that she went on dates with as She-Hulk because she couldn't get a date as Jen Walters. That is the episode. Everything else is the stuff for the fanboys to grab onto and say, oh, we're setting up the next stage of the MCU. Come on, Ricky. You didn't see that?
I didn't see it.
Wow.
Van.
No. I only watched it once. Maybe I should have watched it twice.
That scene when she's feeling bad, even though it's the most cartoony sinking down in her chair, that was one of those CG scenes to me that felt like Travis said was theatrical, right? Because I saw her face.
Yeah.
I saw her face, and I saw her shame.
In that scene were really good.
I saw her shame, and I saw her like really, really embarrassed about like how far she's strayed, and
it's existential.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
She has become an entirely different human being to the point where she doesn't even. She's in a courtroom defending the use of a name that she didn't want.
And it's sort of counter to how she sort of was very flippant about it in the first episode with Bruce. You know what I'm saying? And and it's funny because he says, and this was also what I got out of it is that Bruce said, you're not fighting with someone else in there? And she's like, nope, it's me. Are you fighting with someone else?
Exactly.
Because you poured in them jeans.
Straight poured in them jeans.
Straight poured into those jeans.
I highly recommend a rewatch, Ricky. This is going to be the episode that we're going to call back to 4 weeks from now.
This specific one.
Yes.
It is.
It is.
All right.
It's I don't know if I would go this far, but I'm gonna go up to this point. Remember Into the Spider-Verse where Miles like realizes that it's time for him to be the hero and he jumps right off of the building.
Yeah.
I'm prepared to say that we're at that point where she jumps off. She hasn't landed yet. He hasn't landed and done the whole montage yet. But I think this episode was the She-Hulk going.
All right.
I don't know about that.
She gets the suit in this episode, so
I think she's almost to that point, but I think.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you land, you're Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the whole
midair right now.
She's like, hey, here's the
what's up, danger?
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
I'll give you that. That's a good analysis.
So yeah, she's gonna land next episode with Daredevil. And there you go.
I mean, if she teams up with Daredevil next week, I mean, there she is. She's Spider-Man, and we're like, whoops, we're watching the wrong show. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that. I just can't. You don't understand. Like I think it's better for me that Harley Quinn is done now because I need all of next Thursday to just be that show. I'm gonna watch it so many times.
And I mean this sincerely. Next week is just crazy.
Oh, Andor comes back next
week. Yes.
Starts up.
3 episodes of Andor.
3?
3, son.
Oh my God, that's too many.
3.
Too many.
And then the next day is She-Hulk.
Oh.
Then the next day is
Rings of Power.
It's Rings of Power.
Still haven't watched it.
Then Sunday is House of the Dragon. Like this.
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty. I mean, it is literally like a cornucopia of just geekdom that I kept telling you guys. Like the back half of 2022 is just jam packed with goodness, and it is about to go into overdrive next month.
Cobra Kai came back last week, and it surprised me.
You know, they announced a Karate Kid movie, right?
What?
And they're framing it as a sequel. So.
Okay.
Oh. I don't know about that.
Yeah. In any case, I think you're correct. It is a really great time to be watching a lot of nerd content. I still somehow, with everything you just said, I'm still most excited for She-Hulk every week right now. And that makes me so happy.
Fair.
That makes me so happy that I can be that excited that every Thursday.
What was this episode 6, right? Episode 5?
This was episode 5. We have 4 more.
And there are 9 episodes, right? Yeah.
And I'm so thankful for that too.
Woo!
Like this is,
amen.
It's going to take us all the way into October, and then we just have to just hold our breath for 4 more weeks until Black Panther.
That's it.
Black Adam?
It's in October.
It's in October.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Dear Lord, they need that to be good.
Yes.
The new God, what was the thing they put out on when the Queen died?
Oh, the New World Order. Yeah, that was
Oh.
awkward.
The new hierarchy.
Oh no, there's a new hierarchy. Yeah.
Oh no!
My God.
They put
Oh,
the Rock posted that on the
wow. Hey, but I'm not British, so I'm black, so I could really give a
That's fair
damn.
enough.
I mean, honestly, like black people are like, who? What? Where? Huh? With who? What time? Girl, bye. Ain't nobody checking for the queen in the black community. Not nobody. Nobody. Nobody.
I think that's been a great
Not
show,
even
guys.
John Boyega. And definitely not Meghan Markle.
Oh God, no.
Okay. All right.
I think we should probably carry this conversation over into the soapbox because we could definitely do a lot
this
of
recording is
damage
gonna
to
have to stop soon.
yeah, we're definitely about to go into unknown territory here. So
Our stream has been blocked in the UK for some reason, but we'll figure that one out right now.
Our stream is,
and now it is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, because I was talking smack about
oh, you're
Her
saying
Majesty.
because of that.
Yeah.
I thought you meant you read a notice that I didn't see beforehand, and I was like,
no.
I was like, what? I didn't realize this is still
He works fast.
You're still relating it back to the thing I'm trying to steer away from. I gotcha. I'm gonna say thanks to Travis and Ricky for nerding out with me today. We'll be back next week to talk more, super news, and I'll give you more updates on the Ghost Rider campaign because I'll be geeking out on that all week. And we'll be talking obviously about more She-Hulk with Ricky and maybe a special guest. Thanks to our patrons for supporting our growth and to our audience for tuning in. If you had fun, please remember to like and subscribe. And check us out on Patreon for our after show, The Soapbox, where Travis can talk all about the Queen and how certain communities just have no interest in the Queen at all, and many other things. I feel like shaming Ricky about Rings of Power because this is ridiculous.
I have no time, dude.
You were the one that said you were gonna watch it.
I did.
I think we need to continue this conversation on the other shows. So, Travis, do you have anything you want to say before we go?
It's been great hanging out with you cats. Honestly, I always have a great time when I'm here. So I'm looking forward to next time when I can shame Ricky about something else.
Well, we can do that moments from now.
But I'll do it again though on this channel.
On another show. Got it.
Patreon exclusive shame.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, this is what you're missing out on, guys. If you're not tuning in, we're about to really shame Ricky tonight. It's gonna get dark. It's gonna get medieval. He might die lonely. I don't know.
He will. All
right, guys. I think that's it. With that said, see you next time on Den Excelsior, true believers. Enough said.
See you guys.